Hello, everyone. Welcome to another demo day. We are so excited to have you all here. Um, Please have your coffee ready because this is the day that we have all been waiting for. Let's give a few minutes so people can log in and start connecting. We already have 32 viewers that are just waiting to look at our participants project. I am so excited, honestly. So a few things is that in these next couple of hours, you're going to see the final projects of our participants from cohort 13. They are super excited to share it with you. We also have an amazing set of judges that are going to be asking questions and also giving feedback to our participants project. And I want to welcome and thanks also some of the companies that supported us in this capstone project, like we call it, this final project. Uh, Porter Metrics, Moe's, Torre Crawling, Code Rise, Bomberbot, Bankity, Atom Chat, Valienta, and so on. Thank you so much for trusting in our talent. Thank you so much for trusting in us. And we are very excited to share with all of you what our participants have been making. So just for those who are watching for the first time, I remind you that Fullerton School Columbia, it's an academy where you can learn how to code in just 9 months. And the good thing about this is that this industry is growing so fast, and we need so many developers that in just 9 months, you can get a high paying job. We're going to be there for you, giving you all the tools you need to do this. And today, you're going to see the result of our participants' first 9 months. So I'm going to start with the first team. It's the Lopez Bro Inc. I actually love the name, so I assume that everyone there is called Lopez, but Diego Lopez is going to be presenting, and the company that they work with is Torre Crawling. So hi, Diego, how you doing?
Well, hello everyone. I am going to share my screen right away.
Awesome, go for it.
Right. So, well, as mentioned before, my name is Diego Lopez, and I'm going to present to you Skexy, the skills and interpreter, the skills and experience interpreter and extractor. Together with my brother Andres Lopez, we worked with the Torre company for web crawling. We are Lopez Brothers Inc., and we worked with Juan Dominguez, head of SEO at Torre. Let me tell you a bit about Torre. Torre is a network that specializes in remote job offers in the tech industry. At the moment, they receive around 7,000 job offers per day. And because they have to extract the skills and experiences most relevant to this manually, they can only get around 8.5% of the daily offers daily. With our solution, that is for the internal use of Torre, we will automate the process and they can get over 50% of the daily job offers processed daily. The advantages of our AI based tool is that with the help of the machine learning model we used for it, we can train it by example. So with that, we can improve it over time. So I want to tell you a bit about the technologies used for Skexy. We used a virtual machine running on AWS in order to serve our API with Flask. The logical parts are done in Python in order to process and extract these skills. We use a library called Spacey for machine learning in Python. And we trained this model with a custom dataset we built for it of over 80,000 lines. So with that, let me show you how it works. Right now, I'm going to go to our landing web page, and also I'm going to jump to a job offer I randomly found on the internet. I'm going to copy all of the text of this job offer, and going to go down to the try it out area on our webpage. Paste the job offer here, and after clicking submit, after a few seconds, it will send a post request to our API and return back to us the list of gathered skills and experiences it managed to get from this offer. As we can see, it managed to get 9 skills and managed to correlate the 7 years of experience needed for the business operations skills. With that, you can give it a try right now. It is currently live and see what it returns to you. You can try it out on the cell phone, tablet, or your computer as well. Thank you.
Wow, Diego, that was amazing. I actually love what you just built here, what you and your team built here. That's great. Congratulations. So, Alejo from Movies has a question. Alejo, you can ask your question.
Okay, so I can see this as a solution that has almost four times in an impact in processing time. But I would love to know the process you went through to pick this as something to work on and or choose the solution you created. How was that process of identifying the problem and where to focus?
Well, the good thing is that the Torre web crawling, Juan Dominguez, our mentor, was really specific on what he wanted. He said to us that he wanted something that could extract the skills and experiences from the plain text of a web page. So this is just a tiny part on the whole automation process that Torre will introduce for their company. So we're just one of the parts, and we're the processing part of it. And we took 2 weeks of researching and trying out tools in order to finally land on this Spacey library with Python. And that's how we picked the technologies.
Andres Barreto has a question.
Hi, Diego. So if I want to try this right now, where should I go?
Well, you can go to our site. I believe my teammate, actually my brother, shared the link over Facebook. But here you can find it, and it's on the screen right now.
Great. All right. Thank you so much, Diego. That was amazing. And thank you so much to Torre for that, trusting you guys to build that. But I think that it turned out amazing. All right. Now we have SIGTech, and Alejandro Torres is going to be presenting today. Hi, Alejandro.
Hi, how are you?
All right, you can take a go.
Hi, good afternoon. We hope you are all well. We are SIGTech. This is our amazing team. We have great support from Bandillo Lab and mentorship from these wonderful mentors. Climate change is real. In the G7 last meeting, they say that there is going to be devastating effects by the 2050. One cause of this will be the increase in greenhouse gases due to the methane produced by livestock. We must find food alternatives. One of them are the pulse crops, the seeds of the future. Pulse crops are cultivated globally. They have a high protein content with less environmental pollution, and they can help reduce risk of diseases, among other benefits. And it's a fact that peas can grow in zero gravity, which means hope to produce them in other planets. But that obtention of pulse crops is only made in expensive laboratories, and it's hard to obtain and to do worldwide. That is why we have to find an inexpensive way to rapidly extract and store two phenotypic characteristics from the seeds, color and size. With those two characteristics, researchers can approximate other characteristics like protein content, growth, pest resistance, dry climate resistance, among others. We have developed Hopseed. Hopseed is an excellent low-cost, easy-to-use solution that allows any person with a cell phone to contribute to our worldwide collaborative size and color from crops data storage, composed by a mobile Android app that has a customized interface through a basic authentication and registration process, a beautiful and responsive web page that contains all the information about the project, an API that allows the application to extract and store the data, giving the user the possibility to calibrate their cameras for better results. And a controlled environment for the tool, easy to build, for everyone curious enough to contribute to our data collection can do it. To design, develop, and deploy this solution, we use several relevant technologies. We aim to create an easy to make and access economic solution so we can get data from seats around the world. Everyone with access to a cell phone will have the opportunity to contribute to our worldwide collaborative seats data collection. Our contribution is the accurate and standardized measurement of size and color of different pulse crop seeds that is accessible globally, low cost, reproducible, and scalable. So let's plan our future. Any questions?
Yes, Andres Barreto.
This is a big problem. Great job for tackling it. And my question is, once I take the picture as a user using the box or however it is that you want me to take the picture, I send it to your server, and then what happens in the server? What's the magic behind it?
We have an image processing engine that will process that image. We'll extract the phenotypic characteristics that we talk about, size and color, and it will store in our database. And the user will have also the possibility to see the results in the application.
All right. I think, oh yeah, Juan Alejo has another question.
Yeah, hello. So
Yeah.
I want to know how is this going to, how, when you have all this information, I think this is a great solution because it allows to gather data from multiple sources, from many people around the world. But how is gathering this data is going to help? What's the use that's going to, yeah, what's the use that's going to have this analysis?
Okay, great question. From these two characteristics, size and color, researchers can do a lot of things with the seeds. They can approximate the protein content, like they can approximate growth resistance and pest resistance. And if we have a centralized database of seeds across the world, we can see where those seeds grow the better, or where are the best conditions for those seeds.
Great.
So if I may ask Jessica, because my question is tied to the previous one, and it's more about impact, because we started to see like greenhouse like emission and all those gases. How do you project the impact of this solution on that, or how you can calculate it, and how far can you go with this?
We have like for how do I say this? Like we think that in a long term, this solution will be a lot very helpful, because we have to find alternatives to food related to food. So if we find where we have this data, and we find where these crops can grow the better, or in which country these seeds can be harvested the better, we can then like have how do I say that, information. And also I'm sorry, I'm just organizing my ideas. Can you repeat the question, please? What is the impact in the long term?
I'll make it easier. Yeah, we started talking about impact. So what is the possible impact of a solution like this, and how far could it go?
Okay, yeah. we think it will have a great impact in the near future, because we have to find alternatives of food, and we need information about those seeds. We could give governments or people that grow with the seeds information about how to grow better, where to grow better, and all this data, so we can also we will have data of all around the world, because in this moment it's too difficult to like measure seeds. Like we are in Colombia and we want to measure seeds from India. We can bring those seeds in India because it's an issue for the environment. So with this data, we can with researchers can investigate about seeds from India and about seeds from Colombia for one place only.
All right. So thank you so much. I believe that we can all agree that this is a great project to keep in mind, especially with everything that is going on right now in the world. So congratulations, Alejandra and your team for that. All right, now moving on to CAT, CAT. That's the next team, and they are coming from Medellin. And they look at Alejo just doing like this because he knows that this team work with him. So Tomas Gomez is going to present, and they work with the company Moe. So let's do this, Tomas. Hey, Tomas, we can't hear you. So
yes, hello.
Hello. Okay.
Hello, Jessica.
Take it away.
Okay. Okay, so we're CAT team. Our members are Carlos Usuga in the front, Andres Aristizabal as a team leader in full stack, and myself as a backend and Ethereum developer. So to get a little bit of context, in the film industry, creators put a lot of time and effort into producing beautiful works of art, but most of the times they get their profits diluted. How? Either by a long chain of middlemen or by giving away the rights to their creations. So let me show you something here. Let's talk about Movies now, the beautiful company that we worked with. It's a platform that solves that problem that I just mentioned, connecting creators and viewers directly and helping creators keep full control over their creations. So to back their philosophy up with the latest and most efficient and effective technology out there, SmartRev, which is the project that we built, was conceived in the mind of Moes and then designed and built in the hands of CAT. SmartRev is basically a state-of-the-art application that allows creators and their teams to trace every single penny of revenue being produced by a creation, while getting paid automatically through the Ethereum blockchain. So let's give the opportunity to the product to speak for itself. Here, the creator can pick any of its creations and build a contract. Put the beneficiaries, and now the contract is deployed to the blockchain. Ethereum blockchain, right? Their Moes can send them Ether for their creation, 0.2 Ether in this case. And each of the creators can check all the details about their creation and contract. And they can withdraw the money with just a click. Giving it full transparency. Being powered by smart contracts, the traceability of every transaction prevents corruption. There you can see it on Etherscan. And there's full transparency and safety. Okay, so what technologies did we use? In the front, we use lit elements to build the pages with components, and we use vanilla JavaScript. In the back, We use Node.js. We used Express to build the API to communicate between the front and the back. And the blockchain side, we use Web3 to allow us to interact with the contracts interface. We use Ganache CLI to create a small blockchain for testing in the local machine. We use the Infura API to connect to the Ethereum blockchain. We use Solidity programming language to write the smart contracts in Ethereum, and we use the Ethereum blockchain. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that presentation. And we have our first question from Juan Camilo.
So the presentation was really interesting, but I want to know how much more in percentage are going to get creators by using the smart graph solution that you created. So how is, because obviously when we all create a solution, we need to measure it. So
yes.
I want to understand, how much more are they going to get by using your product, for example?
Thank you very much, Juan Camilo. So basically, the whole ecosystem of Mois was created to really give them that rev share. Rev share is basically so the creators and their teams can have full control of their creations and can divide that income share with their teams. What is our project, what is solving is more about giving them full transparency and that they can trace every money that is coming from either a sale or a rent for any of their creations. So it's more about that trust, confidence, and automation of the whole process.
So this is not as much to get more revenue, but to know where's your product going.
Exactly.
And okay,
yes,
got
sir. It. Okay, thank you.
So we have a question now from Andres.
I want to compliment something. Sorry, no, go ahead. But I wanted to compliment something that I just got in my head for Juan Camilo, which is there's more revenue that comes as profits for the creators because there's no as much as dilution in transactions between bank accounts and intermediaries. That's one thing I wanted to compliment.
That was a great comeback.
Thank you. Sorry, Andres.
Since you are doing the ledger on Ethereum to track everything, thank you for putting that there. What were your considerations for scalability when you have millions of concurrent transactions writing into the blockchain? How did you decide to use Node, or which technologies did you decide to use, keeping in mind that there's going to be a day, because Maois is going to be so successful, that you're going to have to be writing a lot of concurrent transactions at the same time?
Yes. So right now for the MVP, we saw something very interesting, which is that the network takes decent amount of time to deploy the contract and then to add each participant, because each of those things is a transaction in itself that takes along 10 to 15 minutes. So it has to be built more robust than that. Is not the case of the MVP. And second, you know that in Ethereum, they're deploying the Ethereum 2.0, which is going to make it faster.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Tomas. Moving on to the next team. And now we have ACW. Winston Venera is going to be presenting today from Bogota, and he worked with Porter Metrics. Hi, everyone from Porter that is watching. Miss you guys. All right,
hey,
Winston, let's do this.
Let me share my screen and okay. So ipsa scientia potesta says, information is power, and that's why we need tools that help us to have accurate information in the shortest time possible. So currently, marketing agencies have evolved to digital agencies to provide a more complete service to their customers. This situation has led digital agencies to be in charge of managing the advertising campaign of their clients, and which are the best media to be issued, and not only limited to the visual part. This leads to more active participation in the growth of their clients by having to deliver performance analysis of every campaign in order to suggest the course to be taken by the clients. These analyses take a lot of time because the tools offered by the advertising platforms are usually limited. And in most cases, they only deliver information in spreadsheets like Excel, leaving the hard work of filtering, organizing, and creating reports to the final user. This is a job that takes hours, and depending on the amount of data handled, companies have to invest more than one staff resources in this task. For this reason, we have developed together with Porter Metrics Inc. two tools called connectors that have been added to the existing set of tools that Porter Metrics has to help agencies to be more optimized when obtaining data from different digital platforms. Our connectors are the Facebook Public Data Connector and the TikTok SAC Connector. Our solution streamlines the tasks of obtaining and organizing information for future analysis. There is no need to export data and manually copy it from one file to another, and this minimizes human error and the cost of human resources by having a dashboard ready for analysis and decision-making in a few clicks. So for this solution, we get the data from the Facebook GraphQL and the TikTok API. For the logic layer, we use Python with the Chalice framework and chain of responsibility as a design pattern, powered by AWS, and Google Script with Data Studio for the presentation layer. And now this is a quick demo. So you just need to select the tool that you want to use to get the data, fill in, sorry, the video is not charging. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to explain that it doesn't matter the video. So you just need to select the data, select any field available that stands our connector, drag and drop a chart, a line chart, or just a table, or even a heat map, and forget about to export that into Excel, copy paste information between files, or writing complex formulas or filters because our connector is doing all the hard work for you. And at the end, you can have a dashboard ready for make the best decision. So my name is Winston Benera. My teammates are John Arias and Daniel Cortez, and we are ACW team. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you so much. And congratulations on that project. Do we have one question? I think it was very clear for our panel. So thank you so much, Winston. And we will now move on to, I'm not supposed to have favorites, but I work with this team for the past month. So yes, I do have a favorite today. So today we have Molecular Lab. They're from Cali, and David Alzate is going to be presenting their project. Let's see, David, it's not, here we go, David, hello.
Good afternoon. Hello. Thank you, Jessica.
All right, you can present now.
Right. All right. Good afternoon. I'm going to present the Inspector project. This project is dedicated for the memory of our friend Dr. Moreno. We are the molecular team, represented by me, David Alzate, Victor Plaza, and Mauricio Sierra. The Code Inspector is a code analysis platform that helps developers to produce better code, gives you of the code analysis, code reviews, finding security issues, violation, duplicates, and hotspots. Work with all cloud clients like JPub, ChipLab, JPOG easily instantaneously. So we plan how code automate all the Code Inspector data in one place. I introduce you the Inspector app. The Inspector is the best way to control and manage all the Code Inspector data. It's a friendly dashboard. The suite is perfect to anyone who wanna manage and control the Code Inspector to evaluate things. It allows you to make decisions based in data. Here can consolidate, track performance, get rich reason for your teams, We made it in a powerful test stat. It's developed in TypeScript, React.js, GraphQL, Node.js, and MySQL. React and TypeScript for the front end. We use GraphQL for the API, and TypeScript and Node.js for MySQL for the backend. Let's see in action the app. Here you can log in easily. You can go to the admin dashboard and add users, change password, delete all features that user manager has. Easily you can add users and create rooms and group your teams in groups and see the overall participant total issue you have. You can create users, and in the rooms you have all your participants, all the quality scores, you have developers, and all the issues in one place, and can send invited participant as you want. You have the participant had to validate the keys with the code inspector and send this data. And there you go, you have all the violation or duplicates in all the files that your developer has, and the detailed view of all the code review. On all this bucket in Code Inspector, I invite you to try the Code Inspector today. It's a tool that every developer needs. You have your code reviews intentionally. So they recently launched a visual code extension. I invite you to try it too. We are in beta version now. If you wanted to try it, please write us. We can send you a demo the credentials. And we are in molecularlab.com/code inspector. You can see more from us. And thank you.
All right. Thank you, David. All right, judges, do you have any questions for Molecular Lab? Yes. So, Andres, let's start with you.
Have you tried running Code Inspector on your peers? What have you found? Did you use it yourself?
Yeah, yes. We use in all the project the code inspector for see the violation, and invite our spirits when he developed the projects to try it. It's very useful. See, you have a code review instantaneously. That is save a portion time for a managed teams for managed code. That is produce a clean code, a better code. We learned for the master Julian Delange, and we have the support for the Kim for the co-inspector team. Also, Jessica have bring us and open all the enterprise that was great.
Well, thank you, David, for that shout out, and thank you for that presentation. Moving on to our next team. They come from Medellin. The name is holbies 10X, and Ruben Oliveros is going to be presenting today. Hi, Ruben.
I'm here.
Awesome. You can present.
Yeah, I'm still amazed with what my peers have done with their projects. So let's begin. This is going to be short and concise. We are holbies 10X. We help your company grow, solving one bottleneck at a time, and in the leanest possible way. So we work with Agenda. Agenda Teles is a hotel chain that already has 200 locations between Colombia and Peru. They command more than $1 million in revenue each year, and they have become very good at finding prospects and identifying business prospects in specific. So what's the process? The process for this? When you find the prospect, you have to check emails, you have to check a list that you have on some spreadsheet. You have to communicate with your team with Slack, and you have to use Lamblist and Snowview because they are using that for their marketing campaigns. So who is the guy who is supposed to, or who is investing half an hour of his life gathering all the information? Yeah, you, the project manager or the manager that is in charge of this process. So is there a way of having this information in just one place and deliver it to you in the most convenient way? Yes, enter the agenda bot. So the agenda bot replaces you when it comes to gather the information, and the bot delivers the information on the Slack channel of your preference. So If we see here, you just have to add the agenda bot to your Slack channel, check for the commands, so to see what do you have available. You can check for a specific person or everyone, and you can also interact with Lemlist and Synovio to ban any email that you already have worked on. But if you have to do that, you have to do it correctly. All right, so this gives you information, access to the information 24/7. It reduces the learning curve because you only have to use Slack, and if you know how to use Slack, you know how to use the agenda bot. And those 30 minutes that you wasted over there gathering all the information is reduced down to seconds. When we were thinking about this project, 80% of the time we were trying to come up with the leanest solution, with a solution that is flexible enough and easy enough for deployment, so we can grow and we can iterate this bot as the company needs. That's why we choose this stack. We choose Python, Pandas, Novio in Slack, and we use their APIs to get it all done. So this is us, and thank you very much.
Thank you for that presentation. We have a question from Juan Camilo.
So Ruben, I want to know what was the greatest the greatest challenge that you faced when building this bot?
Oh, the greatest challenge was to make it the leanest bot possible, because there is so much information and there is a great chance that you end up building something that is not going to last long because it's so complicated. We wanted to make this bot as simple as possible, so you can it can be iterated and it can be scalable. So that's the greatest challenge was that.
All right. Thank you so much, Ruben, for that presentation. Thank you so much, Juan Camilo, for your question. Moving on now to the next team. Daniel Urrego, sorry for that, is going to be presenting that he comes from Medellin, and the team is Lazy Dev, even though I believe they're not so lazy because they managed to do this project in like a month. So Daniel, take it away, please. Just to remind you that you are on mute. There you go.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you.
All right.
To present the presentation here. So, good afternoon. I'm Daniel, and with Lucio and Sebas, we are Lazy Devs. Today, we are going to show you our project that is Mantis. So, Mantis was developed for Torre. Torre is a global network that connects the perfect opportunity for everyone. And Torre has more than 2.5 million of profiles in have more than 200,000 job opportunities. But a huge part of the job opportunities belongs to external source. That means that the Torre team has to post manually those offers. And a huge part of this process is extracting the screening questions. But what is a screening questions? The screening question are those mandatory questions that the recruiter use to filter a candidate. This process has a hard work because the screening question has unique attributes, therefore forcing the team to do this task manually and taking up around 5 minutes per offer. So we
Danielle,
create
one second. We are not watching your presentation.
Oh Lord.
It's okay, no problem. You can do a quick recap.
Okay, sure. Here we have the presentation. Here the team, Cohort story, and here we have Cohort story, and here we have the Mantis. Here is Cohort's screening questions, and we have here Mantis. So, what do Mantis? Mantis take the screening questions, and we use an specific algorithm that keep us to obtain those screening questions for each job offer and for each job board. And the main fact is that we obtain those questions in only 14 seconds. So Mantis means efficiency for Torre. That is translated in reduce the operating cost, reduce the risk of human error, and we obtain more job opportunities for the network. And here we have the demo. Let me show you the demo. Here in the left side, we have the job offer. So we copy the URL, and here we say how Mantis obtain the screening questions. And here we obtain all the questions. Mantis is able to obtain each field of the question. So if you need to data file or if you need a text box, if the question is yes, no, we can do it. And it's important to say that we are using here the API, and you use these web apps only for academic purpose. And let me show you the last presentation. Here we have how works Mantis. So we obtain the database and the URL of basic information, and only we use is obtain an array with the URL, and we pass that array to Puppeteer, and we obtain the form. After we use Cheerio to obtain the screening questions, we store as in a JSON, and we send to Retul. And we would like to say thank you to the Torre team and Holberton community for believing us and supporting us through this process. And I don't know if you have questions.
So our judges, do you have any questions for, yes, Juan Camilo?
So it looks pretty interesting. And I want to know how many jobs has the Mantis team done so far?
Could you be a little bit more specific about your question, please?
So as I understand your product, basically what you do, you take the information from
I can hear him. Sorry.
Yeah, Juan Camilo, you're cutting out. I think we're having some troubles with your microphone.
the information that you get. You do what with you? Is it better?
We can hear you now. You can ask again.
Please. Okay.
Is it good now?
Lost you. Yes, you can ask.
So basically, as I understood, what Mantis does is it gathers information, right? And it creates like it fills the information for job up for job posts, or it's from people looking for jobs. What is it? What's the use of?
Okay, Torre is a platform that connects people with job offers. So a huge part of those job offers come from external source. Other part is that recruiter posts directly the job offer in the Torre platform. So
basically, Mantis gets the information from those external sources, and
exactly, yes, and it's the Pareto. Okay. So it's like the 90% or the majority of the job offers come from external sources.
Okay, understood.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Daniel, for that presentation, and a shout out again to Torre for believing in our talent.
Okay.
Moving on to our next team.
For the slides, thank you.
All right, moving on to the next team. We have the Stackers. They come from Medellin, and Giraluna Gomez is going to be presenting today. They work with Techstars. So Giraluna, whenever you're ready, you can start sharing your screen and let's start.
Okay, let me share the screen. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me hide this panel. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Giraluna Gomez, and this is my team, Stackers. It's very common that the companies use email as a channel, communication channel, when they send form links to make a survey or make a create event or simply as a question. But it has been shown that fewer responses are obtained by sending a link to respond. when they send a question without any link, a lot more people respond. So for this, it's necessary to assign someone to standardize those response manually into a Google spreadsheet. For example, at Techstars, the company that we have been working with, one person spent 10 hours processing the replies to 400 incoming emails. And what does he spend those 10 hours on? Think of 400 individuals emails for those person. He has to open the email, read the replies, and write them into a Google spreadsheet, and then trigger the relevant action. There must be some way to automate these tasks. It will be amazing to imagine that it's possible to download and see these responses in real time, and to able to fill this out much easier, faster, and even with 0 clicks. That's why we developed a 0-click mail. Ditch the forms and increase your response rate. This is a bot that will write for you the responses into a Google spreadsheet. The 0-click mail is incredible because it's 0 setup. You don't need create account or password. You only put into the to field or CC field, and that's it, send it. It's zero diligence because I would copy paste into a spreadsheet, and it's zero intrusive because the bot will not need access to permissions. Let's show it how it works. Okay. You can hear that.
No, we can't, but you can just, but honestly, I think that we all understood what happened here.
Oh,
But you
sorry.
can explain it again.
Yes, I can explain it again. So, okay, let me.
To use 0-click mail, you just need to add the 0-click mail bot right here.
Yes.
And then send the email. Now the bot gonna send you an email with a link of an empty Google spreadsheet. As you can see, this Google spreadsheet is updating automatically with every response.
And that's it. It's very simple. And to achieve all this, we use a Modogoa server that connected with Python libraries that to read and get the email response and save this in MongoDB database, and then connect with Google API to create the spreadsheet and load the new response. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that presentation. And I must say that product, it's super great and amazing. So does one of our judges has a question? Alejo, you can go.
Yeah, I want to know what was the hardest thing of working with Techstars?
Working with Andres, that's for sure. Yes, I am 100% sure it was working with Andres.
I wanted to, like take it to a different level, but yeah.
All right, any other questions? Andres says something, this is your team.
Best team ever.
He's biased.
Now they're gonna save us. so many hours of manual data entry, from inviting mentors to events, investors to invest, founders. Like, now they don't have to click anything. It's all right there.
All right.
Thank you so much to the team.
Thank you, Andres.
Thank you, Giraluna, for that presentation. Moving on to our next team, we have Juliana Monroy. She is coming from Bogota, and the team, I love this name, is Crazy Coders. They work in an independent project. So, Juliana, please show us what you got.
Okay, hello. I'm going to.
Hi.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Juliana, and today I'm going to talk about Sun Square. This is my team. It's made up by me, Juliana, Nelson, and Martin. Okay. Have you ever happened that you're searching an apartment or a house for renting or sale? And obviously there's a lot of web application that offers that though. But let's think about this. You like so many options of that, but you have to still write it down, all the details, all the phones, all the information about each property that you liked. And you have to call, you have to send emails, it's available, it's not available, and switch information between the landlord and you about if you fit the landlord conditions or not. All this process can take many weeks or even days, obviously. And that is obviously a lack of time for both sides. So we developed a system matching web application. Think about the Tinder, but for real estate. So what is the hack? What are the hacks for application? Optimize information between the client and the landlord. No more time wasting collecting numbers and information about announcements. Accelerate the candidate selection process for the landlord. So this is a quick video for application deploy. Okay, we have the home page on the web. We have the sign up. There's not a ordinary sign up. We just insert our information just one time with the type of work, with our income, phone number, email, our reference, personal or family, just the basic details that the landlord requires. And we enter our application, we search, I don't know, some location that we like. We have so many options, we can apply of them, as many as you like. You can create your advertisement as well. You can insert your property if you want to offer, like normally doesn't have like. And in this part, my announcements, you have the announcements that you insert. You can edit them, you can delete them. And in this part, you can see the aspirant of that. So you can see like a little bit application, a little bit information of that. You can accept or reject. In this part is where the matching is happening. Okay, so when you accept that person, an email will send that person that the landlord or the owner accept you for the deal. So that is what the matching is happening. Okay, the technologies that we use for backend was Python and Flash, from HTML, CSS, React, and we deploy the application in DigitalOcean. For contact details if we want to work with us. And thank you so much.
Well, we have our first question, Andres.
It's more common to thank you for building this. I don't know what you're going to do, but make sure everybody from metrocuadrado.com to fincarraiz.com use this.
I know.
Talk to La House, talk to Javi, I don't know, figure it out. Because in the US, I've rented properties and you just click to apply and it all happens online. In Colombia, somebody needs to come with a piece of paper. I need to sign a piece of paper, go to the office, or the office agent comes to my house. What a pain. I have to look for a printer. What a disaster. I'm very happy you're building this.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I thought about it, because I was in that problem and I was like, oh my God, it was better if an application do that for me. So, okay. Thank you.
All right, moving on. Thank you so much, Juliana. Oh, Alejo, you have one last question?
Yeah, so my question was, so this was like a self-initiative. This wasn't work with a company.
No.
Because
No.
I can see clearly a startup here, you know. So yes, talk to those other guys, but there's a startup there. So I don't
Thank
know.
you. Yes, I will think about
Explore that.
it.
All right. Awesome, guys. Moving on to our next team is, here we go. Tech from Cali. Estefania Calvo is going to present, and they work with the company Bumberbot. So, Stefania, where are you? Let's see. And just a quick shout out, we have a new set of panelists, of judges right now. Rene from AtomChat, Diego from Bankity, and Juan Fernando from Torres. So welcome, guys. Glad you are here with me today. And of course, now Estefania can start.
Hi. Okay.
Awesome, go for it.
Okay. Good afternoon. I am Estefania Calvo, and I carry out this project with Carolina Hernandez and Nicolas Herrera, and with the mentoring of Carlos Pendenas and Andres Edith. Bumberbot is an education company whose mission is to help children develop digital skills. It's mainly composed of a CMS and LMS, and most of its users are in Netherlands. In the CMS, teachers can create courses. These courses is composed of a big modules called blocks, and each blocks contain lessons that have an activity associated with a quiz. But in America, the teachers have a difficulty to adapting to the CMS because it's currently designed to create the course from the quizzes to the blocks. However, for American teachers, it is not intuitive because they usually create courses from the blocks to the quizzes. Ideally, teachers will have a CMS that allows in the both ways. Do it in the both ways. And also it then visualize the relationship between in the content of the courses. That is why we create the Bumberbot Course Manager, an application integrated with Bumberbot CMS to create and modify courses and visualize its relationships. This application has three viewers, so the teachers can easily navigate and see the content, going from 6 steps to 3 steps per block to know the lessons courses. A control panel to create and modify, improving in 22 to create a complete course, and an automatic relation system going from 10 steps going from 10 steps to 4 steps to create a lesson and relate it in the existing block in a course. And this is how it works. Sorry, I can share with the sound. I'm going to share again. Okay, and this is how it works. So we use the Bumberbot stack with database engine is Postgres, and it's connected in the backend on Django, and the front is React.js. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, judges, do you have any questions for Estefania and the product? We do. Juan Fernando, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you guys. Just to clarify, the idea is that any course creator will be able to have or create separate lessons and then create courses by creating relationships between those lessons and quizzes, so they can easily reuse content. That's the upside. Okay, yeah, cool. Thank you.
Currently, this application is built in the first. You have to create the quizzes to create a complete course, right? Our application makes the opposite flow. You first create a course, then create a blogs, and then create a lessons. And these lessons have associated with an activity with a quiz. I answer your question, Juan?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you.
Rene, you can ask your question.
Hey, Jessica. Stephanie, just a quick question. Who's the target? Like, who's the main target of your product? Like, who's gonna be happy by looking at this? And the problem that you're solving is for who?
Okay, our application is made very happy to our teachers. The teachers in America, the form that the CMS is building is not intuitive with the flow that they have to create a course normally here in America. And we working to improve this flow and make it easy to them.
All right. Thank you so much, Estefania, for that. Thank you so much for to the BomberBot team to work with us and believe in our talent. And now we're moving on to MetaCode. Gustavo Tovar is going to be presenting today. He comes from Cali, and they work with the company Bankity. So, Gustavo, whenever you're ready, you can go for it. You're on mute.
Okay, hello.
Awesome. Okay, there we go.
Moment. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Gustavo Tovar, representative of MetaCode team, and this is my work team. Didier Rebello and John Freddy. We are backend and front-end developers. Today, I will share with you our project with Bankity. When your API is growing and data management starts to increase in complexity, you have to improve your service and your tech stack so you don't get behind. Bankity's platform was not ready for such a big sources, and the API started to have deadlines and problems, of course, for both the user and the company. The solutions was to integrate an external server, a tool that manage and execute better and faster transactions. That tool is Stripe. Stripe is an online payment processor that offers the service that complement Bankity growing ideas. That is awesome because Stripe is more easy, it's more fast, and more security. Stripe is, in order to integrate Stripe into Bankity, you need to know its structure, about the structure. Stripe offers an API we will consume using a Node.js app and save the recurring data into Firestore database. This database is the core of the system and fills the entire ecosystem and the core mobile app. Our project consisted in building the bridge between the Bankery database and Stripe API. We built a midlet to help with the information Stripe has about the car holders and have this information available for the platform. Our challenge, a beautiful challenge, exactly, was to learn a new language and framework in 2 weeks and next implement a solution. I don't know, but for me, that is awesome. I am a junior, right? Today, Bankery is ready to keep going and keep growing. Behalf of the entire, we want to say thanks Bankery and thanks Holberton for this wonderful opportunity to learn. That's all. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Gustavo. Thank you for that presentation. Do we have time? We have time for one question. Which one of our judges would like to take on it? But apparently, here we go. Diego, go for it.
Oh my God, Diego. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Gustavo. Nice to meet you. I had to talk here because thank you very much for your job. I understood Bankity well because I'm founder of Bankity. So just to a quick feedback, I understand completely the problem. The feedback is focused on maybe explain to the other person because the job that you build is going to give to Bankity the ability to deploy new technology on Stripe. So I think that if you are going to make your pitch, shows those capabilities that you are adding to Bankity using the API. More than the technology itself, it's just the features and the possibilities that Bankity is going to open thanks to the development that you built, just to show better your goals or the things that you achieve. Is that clear?
Okay, Diego.
All right. So moving on to our next team, it's the Ternari developers. Esteban Castaño is going to be presenting. They come from Medellin, and they work with AtomChat. Hello, Esteban.
Hello, everyone.
All right, you can start.
Yes. Moment. Okay. Let me. Okay. Hello and good afternoon. My name is Esteban, and I would like to present you the project Flow Builder by Tenari developers with the help of AtomChat. First, let me a little bit of context on why the project comes about. Here, okay. The current way businesses of all kinds receive the inquiries about the products and services is done mainly online through a web page or a phone application. If it is a person who is in charge to receive all these inquiries, that person has to attend to each request at a time, so he can understand what each user needs. The issue with this approach is that it's very difficult and inefficient to complete all these orders correctly and quickly. So what ended up happening is that many potential customers might end up leaving because they are not attended in a timely manner. In this situation, a bot is a great solution. A bot is a programming application, as a software application, sorry, that can attend automatically to each request and filter it out as much as possible, so little to no interaction with an actual person is required to fulfill the user needs. The thing is, how do we create a bot? To create a bot, you need a certain level of knowledge on natural understanding platform, or NUP, which is not necessarily easy to use to understand and may require levels of authentication that may scale up first-time users. So here you can see that where the idea of having that is something more friendlier, more easier and natural to create a bot appears. So our project is a first step in creating a way to making bots more widespread. But how? By creating a graphical interface that uses more natural language, like questions, messages, or answers. We can create flows, flows of processes. We don't need to know code or need to know much about the inner workings of NUP. Also, we can create templates that can be used with similar products or processes, and that can be easily scaled or reproduced. What this app contains is a main page that we can log in and sign up. We go to the process of the authentication, and then we can see in a dashboard all the projects that each user has. And then we finally go to see the flow builder where we can create our diagram. The technology that we use are the following. We focus on technology that open source and that can be that Atom Chat used previously, so that can be adapted and developed more easily. And that's it. Thank you for your time. Any questions?
Well, thank you. Do we have a question from our judges? No, apparently everything was well understood, even though Juan Fernando would like to say something. Go on, Juan Fernando.
Yeah, thank you. So guys, what you did was creating the whole system with visual chat flow interaction, or what did you specifically provided to the company?
There are several parts. There is a front end when we create a flow. And that flow sends the information to the backend, and that backend uses services like Firestore and Dialogflow to understand what is happening, to translate what the front end is trying to say in the language that Dialogflow uses. Dialogflow is the technology that Google has to understand the intents of users. So the idea is, instead of dealing with Dialogflow, that is a little bit more complicated, we focus on creating something that is graphical, and we just create boxes. We connect them. We say, what do you want to do? What are the possible answers that the client may say? And that is translated to what Dialogflow understands. And Dialogflow is the engine that powers everything. But what we create is the front end and the translation engine to use the other services.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Esteban, for that presentation, and thank you so much to everyone at Atom Chat for believing in the talent of the Holberton participants. Now we're moving on to Black Rock Coding. Steven Espinosa is going to be joining us today to present the company that they work for and with is Valienta. And they are a team from the city of the Eternal Spring, which I love. I miss you guys in Medellin, by the way. So Steven, let's do this.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi everyone, I hope you're having a nice day. We are Black Rock Coding team, and we worked along with Valienta's team to come across a very nice project, which I'm going to talk about now. So Valienta's app is designed to bring proximity between a grand variety of brands and products and their users, which are empowered women, which are willing to take control over their products and their business management. How does it work? It works by bringing down the space and time limitations by using the help of technology. The user In this case, a Valientes user is able to take control of their packages and their products by creating orders in the Valientes app. The Valientes app is able to manage these orders and sending them to an intermediary process, which is going to send them finally to the final stage with the carrier. The carrier is in charge of sending these packages to the former user, the Valientes user. So the shipping service integration API is able to reduce the time and thus the space of this whole process by reducing the intermediaries, by actually removing the intermediaries and automating the process. In this case, the Valientes application is going to interact directly with the shipping service API and reduce the time in which this process is going to take place. It is client-server oriented. In this case, the Valientes application is going to be the client, and the carrier service is going to be the server, which it could be, for example, 99 minutos, coordinadora, or serie entrega. It is a microservice, which means it is independent from the client and from the server, and it is automated, thus bringing down, as I said before, time. Technologies we use and some tools are Cohort from the web framework, which is based on Express.js, TypeScript as the main programming language, which is based on JavaScript. We use Jest for testing, and we use Docker to build up all of the databases. Here I'm going to show you how it actually works. In this case, the user is not going to be a Valientes user, but the actual user of the API. It means the Valientes application. This is a simulation of how it would work. You can create an app. You can choose a shipment which has all of the packages. You fill all of the forms. Size of the package. Are you going to pay? How much are you going to secure the package with? And then you create the order. This sends a request directly to our API and then to the carrier say API. Here we create the order. We take care of the counter, which is a tracking number by which we're going to take care of all of the process and all of the stages of the package we just created to send, and we can check the status of this product. And this is it. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you so much, Steven. We have a question from Diego.
I have a question and then a feedback. I am understanding that you are helping Valienta to make the orders automatically, so the user of your software is going to be internal staff from Valienta to make the shipping process. Is that right?
Right.
All right, perfect. So I really like what you're building because it's going to help, and I assuming there is a lot of manual work in the Valienta's shipping process. So it's pretty amazing that you can build that. I have a question. You show a demo. When do you believe you can put it in the hands of the Valienta's staff?
Can you repeat the final part of the question, please? When do I believe that I can work?
When do you believe you can build your software or have your software for production use?
Okay. It's a very interesting question because the demo was built only to show how it will work, but actually it's very close to be sent for Valiente to use, because right now we have almost all of the platform built, but it's only working with the development API from the carrier. But right now we don't have all of the carriers done. But yeah, it won't take so longer to bring a final product and to be ready. I mean, it is almost ready, and the final stage is actually integrating all of this with all of the carriers API.
I used to work with Bankity in the shipping process of the physical cards to the users, so I understand how difficult it could be and manual process you need to do. If you even when you finish the product, try to put it on productions because it's pretty good use case to show that you can automate a process and make it faster. But you had to be focused on that one person of the staff of Valiente using it to have in your portfolio, because I really like this problem. It's a clear problem that you're solving for Valienta. So congratulations to be focused on that and push it to production to be completely proud of your work. Right?
Okay, thank you
Congratulations.
very much, and thank you for your feedback. It's really awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Steven, and a shout out to Kevin Espinosa that is super proud of you on the Facebook Live, saying que ese es su hermano. So congratulations again. All right, moving on to our next team. We have Adam Square. Adrian Felipe Vides is going to be presenting, and it's from one of my favorite cities in Colombia, Barranquilla. They work with Imigo, and for those of you who don't know, you should check it out. What's Imigo? I love that team. So Adrian, please, let's do this.
Okay, thank you, Jessica.
Awesome, you can start sharing your screen. Okay.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adrian Vides, and along with Andres Campo and Andres Gonzalez, we are Aran Square team. The company we work with is Imigo, and what is its purpose? Education. Education is no longer the thing we knew before. Teachers, tutors, influencers want to change the world by sharing experiences without boundaries, but they are struggling with a lot of unnecessary jobs. Let's pretend for a moment that I am an online teacher. So I use Google Classroom for uploading tasks, Zoom for meetings, WhatsApp for communications, and well, we know that having several applications sometimes gets annoying. And this is what Inmigo is doing. Build an application where teachers have access to all the necessary tools in a practical way. Our products solve the burden of teachers of first, tracking which of their students are up to date with their payment, and secondly, manually providing access to their content. To achieve this, we've embedded Patreon. For those who don't know, Patreon is a platform that allows to support creative work via monthly membership. So it helps content creators to earn an extra income by providing rewards and perks to their subscribers. And that's how we came up with Treehouse. Let's imagine this time that you are the teacher and that you have a tree. The content that you produce are the fruits. So you have tons of students looking to eat those juicy fruits. And you know, depending on how much they pay, some of them made 1 apple and some others made 2 apples. And now imagine having more than 100 students. You would have to check if every one of them have paid, then go to your tree, climb it, reach the amount of the required apples, and then distribute them. And that's why we built Treehouse. It will make the work for you so you don't have to manually check on a boring spreadsheet who has paid, and then allowing them or not to access your content. So with Treehouse, remove all that manual part and just leaving the teacher to simply upload the content. And now the teacher doesn't need to worry about who's up to date with the payment and doesn't need to manually provide access to his content. And finally, this is us, Aran Square team. Thanks for being here. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to talk.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Do we have a question? We have time for one question from our judges. Do you guys have a question? All righty. Yes. No, we don't. Yes. So the idea is to thank you, Adrian. That was amazing. Let's move on now to our next team. We have Mr. Code from Bogotá. Cariñosamente, La Nevera. Juan Carlos Hernandez is here to present, and they worked with Atom Chat. Hey, Juan Carlos, how you doing? You're on mute.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Juan Carlos. Okay, you can share your screen.
Okay, thank you. Welcome. Did you know there are more than 2 billion people in the world using chat applications such as WhatsApp or Telegram? And
You are not sharing your screen.
Not yet? Sorry.
Not yet.
Sorry. Okay.
There we go. All right, you can start.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Let's start again. Did you know there are more than 2 billion people in the world using chat applications such as WhatsApp or Telegram, and they spend 80% of the time on them? This is why today Atom Chat is one of the most relevant startups in the world. With automation of digital channels and creating chatbots, they speed up 5 times sales and customer service time response. And with us, the team of Mr. Coast, who have additional skills in design, engineering, and experience in video game creation, we seek to reduce the robotic responses and change the standards, thus projecting this service to a new level in interaction and experience in the chatbot business model. So we create the Escape Room, a texting game for chat platforms that are combined with the power of machine learning. So you need to help Tom, an inventor who has been kidnapped and has your WhatsApp contact. The challenge here is solve different kind of puzzles, send him object that he needs, and guide him through escape into the room. So this first demo called 4 Ions, you can help him. This game is experiment to demonstrate the relevance of machine learning in the interaction with chatbots and transform it into a new and efficient customer and personalized customer service. So now I'm going to present our little demo. So here you can, sorry, I can hide this thing. Okay, and now here you can play with Tom, guide him, and he's going to ask for some objects that you need to send him. And if the object works well for the task, you can go through the game. And if it's not, you need to try harder to help him. And now you can solve different kind of puzzles and gave him the correct answer to escape. So you can play with him here in our landing page. You are welcome to play and ready for help and a stranger. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for that presentation. Do we have a question from our judges? We done everything. It's well understood. So thank you so much, Juan Carlos. It is a great presentation and a great product that you designed. Moving on to our next theme. We're almost there, almost there. We're going to welcome here JJA Tech. Andres Sepulveda is going to be presenting, and they built an independent project. They are from Medellin. Hi, Andres.
Everyone, and good day. My name is Andres Sepulveda. To share
on screen. As Jessica said, our team is JJA Tech. Our members are Jose Vélez, Jordan Buitrago, and myself, Andrés Sepúlveda. So to begin, I would like to talk about the current situation. Sorry. Due to the global pandemic, a lot of companies have resorted to remote work, right? And that causes several situations. One of that is that more of processes are becoming virtual. Because of that, that increases the use of management platforms and also brings a bigger workload for management departments. An example of this is that at the moment, for an employee to request a PTO, they must do one of the following. They have to either contact their HR department or boss through email and company chat, or update their task flow if they're using a task management app like Trello. Then the HR department has to work on the documentation in an app like PandaDoc or DocuSign. And with this in mind, our aim is to bring a solution to make the request of PTO automatized and more efficient. And for that, we built Trepi, which is a Trello PandaDoc integration that automates the creation of documents for PTO requests and medical leaves. So the key features of this is first, the automation. It automates the process of making the requesting a PTO and the documentation for it that is at the moment manual, which improves the efficiency of the process. Then it's a resource optimization because it lowers the amount of work that the HR employee has to do. Now, I'd like to show you how that works. So this is the application log, is all backend and it works through console. Each of the lines is an action that happens on our Trello board. If I move a card from one list to another, it's going to just add a new line. However, if I go from task to process, it is going to start asking for the PTO. Tell us that the PTO was requested, who requested, and the document was created, and the document was sent. It was created successfully on PandaDoc, it has been sent, and on Gmail, we received successfully the email. And there you go, a very simple app that makes work way more easier on these troubling times. Oh my God. Now, we built this tool using Node.js. All the information we receive is through JSON. The API requests were done through Axios and Node Fetch. And lastly, the application is also through Express. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andres, for that presentation. Do we have a question from our judges? Yes, Juan Fernando and Rene has a question. Let's start with Juan Fernando.
Okay, thank you, Andres. Just curious, how do you, I understand, I fully understand the problem and I see the application of a solution like this, but how did you come to this solution? Like, why integrating Trello with PandaDoc and not another solution?
Well, the whole application was inspired by an actual problem, sorry, from an actual company that have a similar issue, and they use Trello and PandaDoc. So that's basically what inspired us to make this like that.
Thank you.
All right, Rene.
It's just more a quick feedback. I think you did a great job at presenting everything. It's just from, you know, the problem, the solution, and then jumping to the technology side. It was really clear and understanding, you know, from what you were shooting for, how you solved it, and what you were using, and then the demo. It all went extremely well. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you all. All right, moving on to our next team. I love this name, C3PY. So shout out to my Star Wars fan out there. They work with Torre Talent. They're from Bogota, and Diego Fernando Omada is going to be presenting for us today. So everyone, let's welcome the team, C3PY. Hi, Diego. You're on mute, by the way.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Okay,
All right. You can share your screen.
take a minute. Mhm. Okay. Wait. I'm sorry. Um,
While we wait for Diego to share, I would like to give a shout out to our Facebook friends. Thank you to Jennifer Acosta, Juan Fernandez, Angela, Maria Parra. We miss you. Also, Sihen is over there. Nicolas Perez, our super software engineers, and Carolina Hernandez, and Mauricio Contreras, and Andres Gonzalez, and everyone that is talking to us in the chat. Let us know your comments. Let us know what's your favorite team. And of course, send love to our participants. All right, we can see your screen, Diego. You can take it away.
okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. Um, okay, would you like to monitor your team performance to improve the productivity in your projects? That's exactly what the storytelling wanted. Please, sorry. That's exactly what the storytelling wanted. Pleased to meet you. My name is Diego Ma, and with Daniel Amado and Nicolas Urrea, we present you an open source platform, Metrips, an automatic way to get key performance indicators which are used to see and track the developers' activity. We report GitHub crucial statistics. These are used for the engineering team or developers to check the performance of their teams or their own. Why metrics? Why select metrics for the work with your teams? Why metrics? It's open source and it's totally free. This is the big difference for the other web applications in this industry. Okay, in this moment I have a show a little demo. Okay, this is at the landing page. Okay. Okay, in this panel, I have chose the repositories for the create reports and statistics. Okay, in this panel is the principal is the main panel for the show the graphics for the PRs, time merge, comments PRs, and in this I have shows the users for the all repositories I select in the previous panel, and I generate a report for the most important data for the participation in the reports in the repositories for the one users. Thank you.
Thank you for that presentation. All right, do we have a question from our judges? Yes, Diego, you can go ahead.
Hello, Diego. I really like your presentation. Enjoy your presentation. So my question is focused, who defined the metrics that you are showing on those dashboards? Is Torre or did you, as a team, choose those metrics?
Okay. Repeat the answer, please. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, I didn't understand.
If you can repeat the question.
I'll repeat the question, excuse me. Yeah, no. Who choose those metrics that you are showing in those dashboards? Those pull request stats, average time, and that kind of stuff. Is the team that you are working, or is Torre who is defining those metrics?
Torre proposed these metrics, but my team decide why the metrics is the most important in the work team. Yeah, but yeah, Torre decide any metrics for the C in these reports.
I really like the problem that you are addressing, that because measure the productivity of developers is extremely difficult. I am a metric oriented person, and it's pretty ironical that the people that you can measure with metrics are the developers. It's pretty hard to measure the performance of a developer through metrics. Is quite different of a person of marketing or of a salesperson. You are going to understand who is the better and who is the low performer. If you can create a set of metrics that are going to show you who is the best performing developers, and they are real, because, for example, if you are going to measure amount of line of codes, is not going to work. But if those metrics really shows who are the best performers, is a really, really great product. And obviously you could have a startup there. So I really like it. And the work that you have on front of you is to be secure and be completely confident that those metrics are showing the difference between the low and high performer developers. But I really like your presentation, and your product seems pretty well designed and finished. So congratulations.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, guys. So because we're running almost out of time, we're just gonna take one question for this one. So now let's move on to our next team. Andrew Miranda is coming from Barranquilla, and the team is called Biológica, and they did an independent project. So Andrew, hello, how you doing? You're on mute, by the way.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, you can start.
Okay. Hello, my name is Andrew Miranda. I'm a student for Holberton and a member of the work of the team that developed called Biológica. Students Sebastián Contreras and Daniel Almagro are also part of the team. I'll support data as scientific guidance of the organization Biólogos por Colombia. So sorry. Our team has continuously participated in activities related to the promotion of the protection of the biodiversity and considers that its effort if regard is important. Colbiológica is a web application that allows you to create, manage, and share your published biological collections completely free. Okay, the biological collections are so great importance both for the scientific community and for the national of the world, since they are repositories of invaluable information on the biodiversity and the countries, become essential information instruments, both for the development of the scientific research and environment modeling, as well as for decision making or land use planning issues and the definition of the conservation strategies. The optimized of biological collection as the ability of additional associated information reduces the need to carry out the new collection of biological material, which in many cases represent a significant negative impact of natural populations, especially of the species in risk. For this reason, the state of the world have regulated the administration of the operation biological collections, forcing the holders to undertake official registration and disclose the process. Tasks these many cases are cumbersome and costly for the owners and manage of the collection, especially to independents who have a few economic recourse, and never more so for naturalistic in training. The naturalists in training who live in the regionals that take out museums and institutional biological collections. Okay. There have been various computer developments that have been made it in order to save the information system biological collections in the world. However, some have some been private and use some organizations and others for use under commerce's license. From the beginning of the 21st century, there's with effort to develop open source and free-to-use solutions, but they demanded computer knowledge for the implementation and the management. Other exercises have been based on the cloud and have been of the pro of the government in initiative or international entities that promote the study of the biodiversity. But that have been based on the framework and libraries that after being put into productions no longer remain. Update because the remind is the organizations with core businesses for into IT development. Currently, the are tools the work will put no intended for use in non-institutional collections and lack functions that are critical for curators in charge of the collections. Okay. This is an application prototype which shows the spec functionality of it. At the beginning, it will offer access to scientific and normative information and biological collections. In addition, it will allow the access of the collections that are already registered and published on the page. Users will be able to register freely, and upon entering, they will have to access to a dashboard where they will be able to create, consult, and manage collections. Within each collection, you can easily modify and add new records. How you can see it? Okay.
Andrew, one question. Are you presenting the product right now? Because we can't see it.
You can see it.
No, you have to share the whole screen for us to see it.
Give me a moment, please. Okay, you see it?
Yes, now we can see it.
Okay,
Go
sorry. Okay, at the beginning, it offers scientific normative information about the biological collections. In addition, it will allow to use the collections that are already registered and published in this website. Also, in addition, the users can register totally free. And supplementary, we have access to a dashboard where they will be able to create, consult, and manage the collections. Within each collection, you can easily modify them and add new records. What do you see that? Okay. A moment. Okay, our development already has the basic functionalities in operation, missing development of promotion front-end. But okay, I'm gonna show you a live demo. Okay, this is the login. Log into the app, and this is the dashboard. You can select your collections or create a new collection. We want to create a new collection. Okay. server, and that take a lot of time. Okay, that's the colección registrada correctamente. Okay, we can see the collection that's being correctly created and date. We can enter in the collection and can I see the information of the collection? And also I can create a new record. Okay. Okay. And now we can see the records that I created recently. I can view the records and show me the information of the records. And also show me the position in the map. And this is all. It's we plan it to
All
create
right.
more complex functionalities in the future that would allow to user to export the data compatible with other tools and format the staticals, calculations, and bibliographic analysis. And for the development of the app, we use a modular architecture, no third-party frameworks or APIs we are using, and we use MySQL, JavaScript, PHP, HTML, CSS.
All right. So we don't have, sadly, time for questions for this project, but now let's receive the next team. Jose Ramirez, it's from Barranquilla. It's representing Coffee Dev Team. There is always a team with coffee on their name. Every demo day, there is a team with coffee on their name. What will that be? So they did an independent project. So Jose, you can take it away.
Hi guys, how you been?
Oh, good. All right, share your screen, please, and we can start.
Yeah, sure. Okay, well, welcome to the Coffee Devs team, and our project is called History Adventure. This is the team by Julian Archibald, Jose Ramirez, and Robert Rondon. And the beginning of the project was one day I was on a park and I saw several tourists trying to understand the history of a historic character in a park. And they could not understand it because it was in Spanish. Then an idea came to my head. How can I help others to understand the history on their own language? Bringing together various programming tools such as Firebase, Vue.js, HTML, Unity, and a team, Thus History Adventure was born. This is a GPS-based mobile application that helps tourists, students, and everyone to find historical landmarks through the city in a realistic augmented reality environment where you can find a 3D model of the place or historical character and interact with it in different language, maybe written or in audio to get to know it. It also helps people with reduced vision or hearing. So let me show how the application works, okay?
Hola viajero, tal vez me conozcas como Catalina la India y que participé en la conquista de mi pueblo, al ayudar a Pedro Heredia en la fundación de Cartagena.
What you may not know is that I was taken from my home as a child, and that I denounced the conqueror's crimes when he was put on trial by his own crown. If you want to know more about me and more historical characters of History Adventure app, you will find many more histories.
So thanks for watching and let your adventure start now. Do you have any question?
Thank you. That's such an interesting project. All right, judges, do you have a question? I do have a question. Who were your mentors for this project?
Nobody. We was working alone every time. We got help from Freddy Mena on the AER team. So they help us to maybe sometimes to create an AER environment and try to interact with the model. So it wasn't easy, but was a great experience.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much. And now for our last team, Samuel Felipe Correa from Bogota. It's representing Quad Core X. And they also did an independent project. And this is the last project we're going to see today. So let's all welcome Samuel Felipe today. 1 second. He is almost here. In the meantime, thank you so much for being with us until this time. Thank you so much for your comments on the Facebook channel. Samuel is having some troubles with his connection. Let's give him a few minutes to see if we can get him back on time. So judges, what do you think about the project that we have seen today? Diego, what do you think?
Thank you, Jessica. No, I really enjoyed to see those projects. I have a general feedback is you're a software engineers, focus on tech, that's great. But additionally, continue improving your communication skills, more focus on explain characteristics or the value that adds your product. Because it's quite different to talk about Express or JavaScript or TypeScript. It's a different language for general, it's not normal for general people, but if you're going to explain a problem, it's much better to show how difficult it is if a manual process, show the manual process, show the traditional way, and then show your solution. So talking about features, benefits for the user is the best way to convince your audience when you are offering or showing any kind of product.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Samuel is here. Hi, Samuel Felipe. How are you?
Hello?
Hi. Yes.
No. Oh.
We can hear you. We can't see you, but please share your screen and we can check your presentation.
Now I see it.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
Let's see.
Give me a second.
All right. We see it now. You can start. We can't hear you though. There is apparently some issue with your microphone. There you go now.
Yes? Okay.
All right. Yes.
Excuse me. Okay, this is the project that I was working on. It called Corbus. Like you can see, this is a payroll system. Is a system to calculate the payroll or any any company that performed the payroll under the Colombian stipulations. These projects born because we see the other application like Aliado and other applications who brings this kind of facilities, but is expensive, and they have all in an egg. They don't allow the user to manage the application in other way than they brings to you in the website, for example. Okay, at Corbus, we aim to make payroll management easier for the users, saving them money on infrastructure and hardware. As well as we provide them with statistics and reports to facilitate to manage all the employees, all the staff in a optimal way. Our target companies or target client is every company that doesn't have yet a way to automatize the payroll. The main strength that our software has is in its API. In its API, we have a public API that the user can manipulate and implement in other interface or in other systems if they think is more convenient. We also have a visual interface for the inexperienced clients. The idea is if you have never taught an API or if you have never done payroll, you don't need to read documentation, you don't need to worry about don't pay your employees the correct amount of money, or you don't need to worry about if you are using about in a bad way, for example, the taxes. If you ignore a tax or something like that, you don't need to worry for that. We do all this heavy stuff and show our clients or the API or a full API, or we show the clients. We also show a beautiful interface to manipulate all the data. Before looking to expand our application to other countries, we want to integrate our application in Colombia in a better way with more tools like electronic invoicing or inventory management. The other thing that is an advance of this project is you don't need to worry about the actual API, because all the different stuff, all the different economy or management. For example, the management of the inventory is like to develop a web app, and we have in this example we have a great scalability, and we bring our users a way to implement these concepts and all of our application. And that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Samuel.
Thank you for
that
time.
presentation. All right. And we made it to the end. Thank you so much to all the judges that have been with us today. Thank you so much to Diego, Rene, Juan Fernando, Juan Camilo, Alejo, and Andres. Thank you all on Facebook for your comments. Thank you so much to all the teams that worked very hard to make this day happen. We are so glad to call you, part of the Holberson family. And everyone, see you in 3 months that we're gonna have another demo day so you can see more projects, you can see more participants showcasing the products that they have been working on. See you all. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.